Hello and welcome to Train Sim TV. In today's video we're going to have a look at the all recently re-released Class 323 West Midlands and Scenario Pack version 2 from Vulcan Productions. This pack has been sat in the VP legacy area for a good number of months, and that was mainly due to the updated version of the Cross City route coming out and basically breaking most of, if not all, the pack from being driven. There was all sorts that needed doing. It was still usable as an AI pack, but you couldn't drive it, sadly. But however, as of last night, so the 5th of March, this pack was re-released. Now, we did actually do this scenario on the stream. I'm not going to stream the whole video do the whole scenario in this video, shall I say. We're just going to drive a portion of it. We'll probably go maybe up as far as Birmingham New Street with this one, and it's just mainly just to have a little drive. Have a little look at the they were on the BTP livery as well, and we'll just go through some bits and pieces along the way. So yeah, we're doing the 1646 Four Oaks to Redditch. This scenario is one of the included ones from Golden Goldsmith, so he was involved with a number of the scenarios as well. All the same scenarios are in the pack as they were originally. They've just been updated a little bit just to allow for the new scripting that's been done in the pack. So I'm not going to read all that out because that's just jargon. You can see that on the screen if you want to have a read of that. However, let us unpause. Right. It's going to let me actually come out of the... There we go. Let's get some headlights on. It does say that we had to put our destination in ready for this, but it seems to have been preset, so we don't need to do that. One thing to note, if you'd watched the stream the day before this video goes out, you'll notice that we had issues with the doors. They weren't opening. I can confirm that if you re-download the Cross City route, you'd have to do a little bit of removing. So you need to remove the Cross City route, remove the whole 323 pack, everything again. Just remove the whole lot and just flatten the whole installation for the Cross City, anything to do with Cross City. Back up any scenarios that you may want to keep, or ones that you may have made that you haven't released yet, and then re-download the route, and then re-put this pack in, and the doors will open at platforms. We're on the British Transport Police livery again, as I said before, as you can see. Looking very good. This one had vectors and graphics done by Klaus. Very good. It's got the vectors, like the decals, if you call them, on the hopper windows. Are they hopper windows in here? Yeah, they are. V2.3, 221 for this one. I think that's our doors. It is indeed. We do have the AP Sky and Weather version 2 on this as well. There's no transition in weather or anything like that. I don't think, to be fair, it's really set up for the weather. It's just, it chooses, I think, the nearest default to what the Sari would have had. I'm presuming it's probably still rigged to have volume 1, which isn't an issue. So Sutton Coldfield is the next station. So I believe a number of new scripts have been done. I think stuff to do with like the destinations and stuff like that, and how the stuff's set up. There's a couple of new livery bits and pieces, some new nameplates as well. added into this. For example, the recently painted original Centro livery, which has got, it's more like highlighted, sort of illuminated green side decals. That's included. Hunslet Bear nameplates and bear paws. I think that one's also been included, as I can remember. So all scenarios have been updated, obviously, for this version of the pack. They've had all the scripts and all the numbers changed to suit with the pack. If you happen not to have the issue with the doors and that, you're good to go, really. But do note that it's very much recommended that you do run the uninstaller. There's a little batch file you can download. It removes the whole of the first version of the pack, gets rid of all that. But if you do find out you've got the door issue, just re-download the root and just flatten it down, as I said at the beginning of the video. As most people probably will be in that sort of situation. It's great to see it back after so many months, and a lot of people have always wanted to see this one back. I think those issues sort of behind us as to why it couldn't be done, and there was a lot of work. In the end, Matt's gone out of his way and sorted it out, which I hugely appreciate. This route really got no love at all since this pack died. Not many scenarios, if barely, only a handful was ever made really for this route since it come out and was taken away. I've only driven the route once or so after it was mainly re-updated this route, so it's nice to actually come back on it and have it play, rather than having to just go on the Train Sim World version. There is, however, ignore the issue with the bit on the back. I need to report back on that. I was hoping that it may have been fixed with me re-downloading everything, but there is still a problem with that. I'm just going to take a screenshot. I will be passing that over to Matt and the team, VP, so that they can look into that. I need to turn that off because I had that issue last time. Also aware that Voyager came down here. Oh, it's a ETS. That's cool. Scenario potential there, to be perfectly honest. So, webpage. I have the webpage. I'm going to just move it on the other side so it's not blocking up the video. But if you can find this in the electric section of the downloads menu, it's now not in Legacy as it once was. So it's right at the top of the list currently within the recent release, and it's called the Class 323 West Midlands Area Reskin and Scenario Pack 2.0. So the 43 Class 323 were built by Hunslet Transportation Projects and Holec between 1992 and 1995. Entering service in 1994, the class were among the last trains to enter service with the British Rail pre-privatisation. The units were designed to operate on busy urban commuter lines in and around the Manchester and Birmingham areas, in which they obviously still remain to this day. 17 of the 43 are in service with West Midlands Railway. These will be replaced by Class 730s in 2024. The plan for some of the displaced units is that they will be cascaded to Northern. Ignore the safety systems thing. I think that comes up when you cancel, like this, deactivate the DSD. I think that's a bug lying down with DTG. It's not anything to do with this pack. Sure, stop in the right place. That always helps. We'll be hanging half out of the station. We don't want that. Right, so continuing, so this is an updated pack and contains representations of every livery worn by the Class 323 fleet in the West Midlands region, fleet from introduction in 1993 and throughout to the current day. Since the first version of the pack, which was released, and only this year, West Midlands Railway have reliveried 323-221, which is actually this unit, but that is obviously been redone since, and it's now in the Retro Central livery, and it is included with the pack. Each livery is completed with the high-definition decals, some optional branding and custom numbering in livery-accurate positions and fonts. Original light clusters have been simulated along with an original backlit LCD destination screen for older variants. All liveries come complete with quick drive consists of 3 and 6 vehicles, except for the one-off BTP liveries. Ben Penhaligon of Major Wells Design assisted greatly with custom scripting, which is carried forward to this new pack. Also carried forward are some of the crisp graphics from the BTP variants that are the hallmark of Lewis Clowes. Steve Green has provided route modifications for signalling, track direction and custom quick drives that feature highly accurate AI. Lastly, he has very generously permitted the inclusion of his custom sound pack to improve the audio of the unit, which captures the distinctive acceleration or deceleration generated by the traction electronics. Also, Golden Goldsmith Scenarios has included a selection of bundled scenarios. All credits are contained in the comprehensive manual, which also contains information and requirements for the stock and bundled scenarios. So, plenty to see on that website, and there was also the link to the manual. So, I do recommend you read that, especially if you're going to run scenarios. You'll see what bits and pieces you do need. Not over the top in terms of requirements. The Golden Goldsmith ones are pretty comprehensive, to be fair. Quite well compact, not needing stupid amounts, which makes it quite a good busy experience still. Then down below you'll see, just going to bring this over, so you'll see the version 1 removal tool. It says here to, before you install the pack, there is a need to remove version 1. Failure to do so will result in file conflicts and, quite frankly, a mess. We've provided a tool to remove version 1, and it can be downloaded here. And also then the pack, the new version 2 pack is down below. So yeah, pretty comprehensive. Lots to see. Lots to do. Hopefully lots of new scenarios to come. One thing maybe that could have probably have been done away with would have been the signalling stuff. Could have probably got away with using the new signalling enhancement pack now from Armstrong Powerhouse for approach control, but it's not a problem. It's been kept as it was. Probably a bit too much work really to revert it all back and redo all that, but it still works as it is. It's not a problem. The only thing is you get 34 mph on your HUD for a second when you pass the approach control signal. There's only a couple of places. So we're approaching Erdington. The other thing with Golden Goldsmith Scenarios is he includes a little stopping arrow, so you actually have something to work to. I still managed to slightly undershoot it. Just. So what would I like to see next? Certainly northwest stuff. Manchester area liveries. So you've got First North West and Northern, GMPTE, regional railways and all that jazz. Hopefully at some point down the line we will see them as maybe as a separate pack, or I would probably say it would be a separate pack rather than inclusion in the same pack. That platform, by the way, looks absolutely terrible. What the hell's happened to that? We cannot lay in curves, apparently. That's worrying. Can't look at that any longer. It hurts my eyes. Right, Gravelly Hill is next. Oh, also you got the maquettes and stuff in there as well. These aren't new or anything for this pack. These are already existing, but I just think they look really, really smart, really high detailed. All liveries have the right maquette throughout as well. I'm going to open up the manual. I'm just going to go through a few bits in there as well. So the scenario inclusion is 7 scenarios from different areas based on working timetables. Featuring as accurate AI as where it can be done. 6 of the scenarios are based on the 323's home route across city and 1 for West Coast Miles South. Presumably that would be Birmingham up to Coventry. Something like that. We'll overshoot this. Just slightly. My god. I did come in a little bit hot there, to be honest. Not too bad. Just a slight little bit out. Just means a little bit closer to Birmingham. So, yeah, with all the scenarios, the details are right at the bottom. So, just go and take a look at those. And then you'll find what you need for each ones. All the Goldsmiths ones are all included in one big, massive section. So, it's all one list throughout. Going on to deliveries. So, deliveries you get on this pack are regional railways with... I'm going to get a picture. So, with side destinations, which is the top one. You've then got Centro Yellow Doors. Centro Network West Midlands branding with LED. You've got London Midland. Ex-London Midland and West Midlands Railway branding. West Midlands Railway. British Transport Police early and also late. And then the new inclusion of 323-221 Retro Centro livery, which is the 2023 version. So you can see it's got a really, really illuminated green side compared to the top one where it's a more dull green. It's a more reflective green, the views on this one, which look quite cool. So I'm no doubt we're going to see some scenarios with that one. It was the local hot celebrity of the 323 fleet recently. It's a huge list of destinations and all that sort of information you need to know for when you're making a scenario. Requirements for the pack itself. Of course, it's Birmingham Cross City. I'm going to go through a red signal now. I can see this. I'm too busy reading. I think we'll be right, to be fair. Yeah, so Birmingham Cross City is the main requirement in the route. And then for the sounds, you need the Class 365 Enhancement Pack and also the Class 390 Sound Pack. Sadly, the Sound Pack... actually, that might be the only one that's still available. I think that one's the only one available, to be fair. Actually, I'll have to double check that. I'll have a look now. I think that one might be the only one that's left. It is, yeah. The 390 is the only sound pack left, so you're in luck if you want to play with this. The enhancement pack for the 365 is still available. Just a few key features. So the transformer hum volume now depend on the load. The fans now depend on reverser rather than PVC. Have a good spool up and spool down sound. Bogies and flange sounds, which we miss on the DTG model. Somewhat semi-realistic motor sound within the limitation of A, my skill set, and B, the complex machine that 323 sounds like. Emergency brake cut-offs and regenerative brake sounds are as per real life. The pack balances the volume from cross-city ambient audio sounds and removes the Kuju-style track running sounds, and retimed door audio to match the improved door animation. So those are, I think, notes from Steve Green on this little section. It's quite cool. Everything's all compact into one manual. There's a huge list of things for the quick drives. A bit of a trick's been missed though, however. It uses the old Reware Class 87 reskin from DPS, utilising the 87 which come on West Coast Mainline, I think. Could have had the new one. Would have been cool to see the newer one in there, but no, it's not a problem. I'm just looking to see what the requirements are for the normal scenarios. If it's been included, because I know there was an older era scenario. Yeah, it has. So there's a scenario that has actually got the 87 in there. That's cool. Cracking. And that one is 2 November 65, Lichfield, Sick to Longbridge. You then also got 2 Romeo 8, the Redditch to Lichfield, Trent Valley service. Wolverton centre side into Soho LMD. So that's the West Coast South scenario. That's cool. It's nice that it makes use of Wolverton, actually. You saw at Hill Morton Junction. The Golden Goldsmith scenarios are 2 Romeo 46, which is this one, which is 4 Oaks to Redditch. 2 Papa 25, which is Bronze Grove to Lichfield, Trent Valley. Then you've got 2 Papa 47, Redditch to Lichfield, Trent Valley. And then finally 5 Golf 49, Longbridge reversal sidings to Birmingham New Street. So there you go. Pretty much in a nutshell, that is that's the gist of things. Just a very much eagerly awaited return of a pack. Definitely one of the most anticipated packs to come back. I'm sure a lot of people are happy, as were quite a lot of people actually. To be fair, when I streamed it, there was a lot of happy people, so happy to see. That's the main thing. I think Matt wanted to make sure there was people actually going to use it after all the work he put back into it. It's done pretty much a solid month worth of work on this to get it up and running. Doing all sorts of rework and rescripting bits and pieces, adding new bits. It wasn't a 5-minute job. And I think as well, I know I'd wants an Armstrong Powerhouse announcement pack, and I'm pretty glad that one hasn't turned up in the meantime whilst he's been working on this, because I think that would have been pretty upsetting. Because it could have made it pretty much more redundant than what it was, depending on what AP could do. That's not me saying AP is doing the pack or not, by the way. It's just me speculating. But just on Matt's, just for Matt there, I'm glad that one hasn't turned up just yet. Make this pack a bit more dead. So we're going to take this up to Birmingham. We've got Dudderston and then Birmingham, which will close things up. There's no point in me driving all the way through the scenario. We've gone through the main bits and pieces. A little squeak when you put into the first notch of brake. Squeaky. I've no idea what that is, to be honest. Does anyone know what that noise is when you're putting to brake? Neutral sections work as well. I don't think the neutral sections originally worked, did they, on the first version of this release of Root? I know they don't work on the Trains in World version still. Which is a shame, because neutral sections have actually been done now by Rivet. It'd be nice to see if it goes, that gets revisited on that. Just alone. think I might have just missed an AWS. How did I manage to miss that? Must have gone for a little bit longer than what I thought, because I was sat in here. Again, my God. It doesn't give you long between AWS going off. This is poor form from Tom. I should probably just give up now, really, shouldn't I? Twice, one after another. I'm going to say it in. I'm not even going to sit in that passenger view. Because bad things happen. Sorry, VP. I'm just murdering the video for your pack. This isn't intentional either. Luckily, we're going to go into the next station. That was the new destination blinds that was done for the pack originally. It's been brought forward. Much better than the one that came with the route. I'm getting back in here now before I miss an AWS. Of the slow run into Birmingham now. This is the thing I love with this cross city, is that we've got all the stops so we can make it busy. Just a shame with the TSW one, we've only got the one train. This works lovely, this route, with the signal EP. It held just outside the station. Set of coacting signals here, which can't be done in TS. I think we're waiting for HST, it's just arriving into the station over there. Just see it moving. It's ferrying the tunnelling down to 10 just by the entrance of the station, and that'll be us then. Just roll in. Doors open. And wrap things up. But if you do want to download this pack, check in the description below. There is a link to the exact page. Go and take a look. Well worth the play. Yeah, very, very glad to see this come back. So, well done to Matt for getting it up and running and bringing it back for us. But thanks again for all of you to watching this one. Again, yeah, link in the description. Other than that, take care. Thank you for watching. Don't forget Twitch Fridays and Sundays, twitch.tv/TracyMcSculptTV. Don't forget like, share, subscribe, and hit your notification bell for future videos from ourselves, so you don't miss them. But other than that, thank you very much. We'll see you again in the next video. We're going to watch this just disappear off into the tunnel in a moment, and then we'll end things there. So take care. Thank you, and bye for now.